Today's topic is I wish I would have listened. Um, so I don't know about you guys, but over time I've learned that consistency and not giving in to procrastination has greatly improved my life. And at one point in time, consistency was not always my strong suit. I wasn't always this person that y'all see today. I wasn't always this motivating, captivating person that y'all see or that I try to be, that y'all see today. I wasn't always like this. At one point in time, it was the summer of my 8th grade year, and I had just graduated, and I had lost my mom that summer going into my freshman year of high school. And I only had a couple months to really grieve before I had to start the next school year, start the next 4 years, the next 4 chapters without, one of the most important people in my life at only 14 years old. So you can imagine, what I was going through at that time. I really couldn't even explain or describe or, express what I was feeling or going through at that time. It was a very hard time for me and my family and for those around me that knew her and loved her and knew, what she brought to this world. So heading into my freshman year, I wasn't always A and B student or whatever, but I basically did, really just to make sure I passed to the next grade. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I was that type of student. But definitely, I was one of them that did that, but knew I was definitely capable of doing more. It's not that I didn't want to. It's not that I didn't have the mindset to. It's just, I just didn't do what it took in order for me to get there. So I was one of those students. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. So going into my freshman year, I wasn't really focused on schoolwork. I was focused what a lot of typical guys were focused on at my age. Girls, sports, you name it. So along with that, my grades really suffered. And the sad thing about it is, instead of letting my mom's death motivate me to put out the best grades that I possibly could have, and instead of letting my mom's death motivate me to actually challenge and see how great my capabilities are academically, I use her death as an excuse to fall behind. And I use every excuse in the book. And to this day, I still regret that, because now I realize that if I had really felt that way, then she should have motivated me to be the best that I could have ever been, the best I could have ever been. I should have done way better than I did my freshman year. And I had did so bad to the point where I had put myself, 2 grades back, 2 classes back, basically. And me and my dad, we clashed a lot. And that's something that I regret a lot, even to this day. And we were just having mixed perceptions of why I was doing what I was doing. But in the end, when I sat down and really realized it, I was just really using her death as an excuse, which was not the right thing to do, but it wasn't intentional. But that was what was happening. And sophomore and junior year was a little bit better, but still, it was an up and down year. And me and my dad, we still wasn't seeing eye to eye. And one of the things he kept telling me, and I was so tired of hearing it, because I'm like, look at the grades I have now. Like, why are you not? And he's like, well, 1 week you're up here, and the next week you're down here. You're always here or you're here. You can never just level out or just level out and just keep improving. It's always an up and down with you. And that's the frustrating part. And what I didn't realize then that I realize now, and I was just thinking about this the other day, and that's why I feel like I should bring this video to you guys today. Not only did that translate to my academic part of my life, but when I was thinking about it the other day, that translates to every part of my life. You don't ever want to be up one day and down the next. You don't want to have that type of mindset. You don't want to be in that kind of mental headspace. Because if you're up one day and you're down the next, you're never going to be stable. You're never going to be able to handle what life brings to you, because you never know what life is going to bring to you from day to day. So that's why you have to keep a level head, or what people call a what's it called? I forgot what they call it. But just keep a level head, an even kill type of mindset to yourself. And one thing that I realized, like I said the other day, is I wish I would have done that when he had asked me to, because it would be a lot easier for me to do that now, and not just my academic aspect of my life, but in every other aspect of my life. My life is great right now, but my life would be so much easier and so much greater if I had applied what he had told me to do early on in my life. But I had no idea what he was telling me, how that could really impact my life. I was just thinking, just as a 14-year-old, I wasn't thinking, well, if I do this here, and then maybe that could put me one step closer to this, Maybe if I stop procrastinating here, maybe I can get this done a lot quicker, and then I can get to the next step. So, like I said, you really have to have a level head, a level mindset. You don't want to just be up and down. And if you're in school, you want to stay consistent. Consistency is key. You want to stay leveled out. You want to keep improving. And as far as every other aspect of your life, you don't want to you want to be consistent with everything you do. You don't want to have a drop off. Yes, I know life gets hard. I know we can lose people in our lives. Like, I lost my mom, but one thing that I realized is I should have let that motivate me to keep improving. I should have let that push me to another level instead of bringing me down a level. I should have let that push me to try to reach my capabilities and challenge my capabilities and challenge my ceiling of my potential. But instead, I let that just down me and drown me in my sorrows and just put me in a bad place mentally and emotionally. And I hurt those around me, when instead I should have used that to motivate, to help me become the best person that I could be for her, in memory and dedication of her. But instead, I did the complete opposite, and I'm not proud to say this, but in those 4 years, I don't feel like I was the best son to my dad that I should have been while we were all going through. And that's one thing I regret, a lot right now is, I wish I could have been who I am now to him then. But, sometimes it takes situations for that in order for you to transform into the kind of person that I am right now, or to the person that you can be in the future. So take each lesson with a grain of salt. Don't take any moment for granted. If you see an opportunity to improve, then take the initiative to go and do it. Not every aspect of your life is going to be perfect, but if you can find an opportunity or find a way, or find some kind of a gap to improve yourself, I encourage you to do so. And another thing is, for those who are in school right now, high school, middle school, whatever, because I know different generations, different ages watch these videos. One thing that they drilled into me too is it's not cool to get bad grades. It does not make you look cool. Doesn't get you any more points. It doesn't make you look tough. It makes you look stupid. And none of you are stupid. All of you have the potential to be whoever y'all want to be in this life. So I encourage you to get the best grades that you possibly can heading into next semester. For those of you who aren't in school, I pray that this story that I gave y'all can be an example to y'all of, try to fill in the gaps. Try to find out why you're not challenging your full capabilities. Because I know you can be even more than what you are right now, but for some reason, there's something in you that is not allowing you to really even want to test to see what your full capability, what your full potential, what your full ceiling is. And I promise you, I promise you, you can be so much more. I promise you, there's so much more in you. But you've got to hold yourself accountable. You got to take the responsibility upon yourself to find out what it is. And I promise you, once you do, you're going to really surprise yourself and be like, wow, I did not know I had this in me. You're going to look at yourself in a whole different light, in a whole different perspective, in a whole different mindset. So I pray that this video encouraged somebody today. I want to thank God who gave me this video to give to y'all today. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I want to thank my father too. Dedicate this video to him and to my mom. Continue to rest in peace. Spiritual Prodigy out. Love y'all.